Hot springs, cold styles, the icy art of hair freezing. Have you ever heard of the hair freezing contest? In Canada, Eclipse Nordic Hot Springs, which is a hotel with hot pools, holds this contest every year. When the temperature outside reaches below minus 20 degrees Celsius in February or March, it's time to break the ice. Here's how the contest works. Place your head in the hot spring water and wet your hair completely. Then, remove your hair from the water. Wait for a little while and start shaping it into a unique style before it freezes. When your hair becomes white and icy, it's officially done. Ring the bell by the pool for the staff to take a photo of you to keep a record. There are several prizes in this contest. For example, some are Best Male, Best Female, Best Group, and Most Creative. There's even a prize called the Nongshim People's Choice Award. This means people can vote for their favorite freezing hairstyle once the photos are uploaded online. Winners of any of these prizes can get at least 2,000 Canadian dollars, about 47,000 NT dollars. People wanting to join in the competition must sign up at the front desk. For those of us living in tropical countries, this contest is a surprising discovery.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
I'm Nikki.
And today we are going to be talking about hot springs, cold styles, the icy art of hair freezing.
Hot springs. I don't think it's the hot spring that I'm thinking about.
No, I don't know how you would freeze your hair anywhere near a hot spring. The water is, hot. So how are you going to freeze your hair? But yes, this is something I've seen people do, hair freezing at least. Often when it's really cold, especially in North America or Europe, you might see people doing interesting things with the ice. We're going to talk about the hair freezing that I'm not sure I would do. But one thing I would like to try, and I don't know if I ever did this when I lived in Canada, you also will see people on a really cold day go out with some hot water in a pot, and they throw it up in the air, and it instantly turns into like steam or ice or something like that. Kind of instantly turns into snow. And they do this to show you, look how cold the air is. It's like minus 30 degrees Celsius or something like that. And normally you're stuck inside, so you might be brave enough to go outside, throw your hot water around, take a picture of it, and then run back inside. Or if you're really brave and maybe a little bit stupid, you might also go outside with really, really wet hair, hang your head upside down, and wait for your hair to freeze. Go inside and eat a hot bowl of soup before you get sick.
Was it popular, this kind of contest?
I don't know. When I was a kid, we didn't have Instagram, so people didn't do stupid stuff like this so much because they couldn't take pictures of it. And if they did, their friends would say, why were you so stupid to do that and take pictures of yourself? You couldn't become famous around the world by doing, kind of dumb stuff and taking pictures of it. Oh, but it's an interesting world we live in. And it also gives us a chance to learn about new things like, I don't know, this hair freezing contest. So
I have a question though. If you freeze,
I will hope to try to answer it.
If you freeze your hair
Yes.
and you break it, would you break your hair as well?
No, it wouldn't get that cold. Okay, this actually used to happen to me. I used to have long hair in college. And I would wash my hair in the morning, dry it, but only with a towel. And then if I went out after like 20, 30 minutes later after eating my breakfast, walking to the bus, I would notice that the back of my hair would start to get crunchy.
Really?
Yeah.
Crunchy?
Well, it would feel a little stiff. It would feel like you put wax on your hair or something.
Does it turn back to the way it was?
As soon as you would get on the bus, that little bit of water would suddenly get warm and it would just turn into slightly damp or wet hair, right? So that's the only time I did it. And I think people would kind of say, don't do this because you could get sick.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, a lot of people know if you go out with wet hair on a cold day, you might get sick. I'm not sure how true that is, but it isn't something a lot of people would want to do. But hey, if you're really bored in the middle of winter, why not? All right, so let's get into our article. It begins, have you ever heard of the hair freezing contest? Well, I have now. But no, I hadn't really heard of this before. It says in Canada, Eclipse Nordic Hot Springs, which is a hotel with hot pools, holds this contest every year. Okay, so they probably noticed this trend on the internet, people doing this on Instagram, and the company thought, oh, this is a good way to get some attention and get people involved in kind of a fun activity, and also get them to post about it online. We're going to have a hair freezing contest. Sure, why not?
那今天的课文要跟我们介绍一个很有趣的活动，就是把头发做成冰雕的比赛。Contest 这个名词指的是比赛 competition。那如果你要参加比赛，我们可以说 enter or take part in a contest or a competition。那如果你参加了，你要退出，那你就可以用这个动词 withdraw from the contest.
All right, so clearly this is something where you need to be doing it in the coldest weather possible. So, as it says, when the temperature outside reaches below minus 20 degrees Celsius in February or March, it's time to break the ice. There you go. So, yes, those will be some of the coldest temperatures and months of the year, January, February, March, generally the coldest months of the winter in Canada and other cold countries like that. And minus 20 degrees Celsius, yeah, that's pretty normal. I remember when it was minus 35 and windy, so it felt more like minus 45. Not very often, but minus 20 is actually kind of normal.
Really?
Well, it would be sort of like higher than 35 degrees here in Taiwan in the summer. Not all the time, but not strange, right? So
Do you go out?
Yeah, you got to go out. You got to go to work. You got to go to school. You got to go to the store. You got to walk your dog. You know, you don't have fun. You don't like it.
Don't have fun.
You wonder why your family left, your relatives left Europe and moved to Canada because it's so cold. And sometimes you might even say, I'm moving to Taiwan.
That's what you did.
I don't like this. So yeah, but it is pretty normal, depending on where you are. So it's time to break the ice. Now, when we say break the ice, we could actually be, like breaking ice because ice is hard. And you have to break it sometimes. But we also mean to do something that you haven't done before or to kind of begin the action. Often in a basketball game or any sport, when someone scores for the first time on either team, they say, oh, that team broke the ice. It's no longer 0-0. It's now 2-0 or 1-0. Like getting the action started. In the same way at a party, you might have all these nervous people standing around. No one knows who to talk to. So you put on some music and you invite someone out to dance, and then that makes other people relax. It kind of signals that the action is beginning. We can start doing the thing right now. So that's to break the ice.
Break the ice 这个片语指的是使气氛活络或者是打破冷场。You make people feel more comfortable with each other or feel more relaxed. 那这个惯用语呢，原本意思是在派对或者是首次见面的场合中，让气氛更活络或者是打破僵局。那因为这边课文跟头发冰雕有关，所以我们就选了这个跟 ice 有关的惯用语。文中可以解读用头发冰雕活络气氛，那其实就是一个双关语。那 icebreaker would be some games or jokes that you tell or play.
All right, so how do we do this? Well, first of all, find yourself a really, really cold day. That's the most important thing to have. And then get some water. It says, here's how the contest works. Place your head in the hot spring water, or any warm water, I guess, and wet your hair completely. So imagine you're like shampooing your hair, get your hair super wet in some warm water. Then it says remove your hair from the water or get your hair out of the water. Wait for a little while and start shaping it into a unique style before it freezes. So you're kind of using your hair the same way an artist might use clay or something to create art. I think a big part of this involves hanging your head down so your hair kind of falls towards the ground. That will allow you to shape it into a unique style before it freezes. Yes, to remove your hair, don't remove your hair, but remove your hair from the water. To remove is basically to take something away or to take something out of or take something off. For example, please remove your hat before you enter the church. Most people in Taiwan might ask you to remove your shoes before you come in their home. And yeah, when we're talking about making something really, really cold, if it's below 0 degrees Celsius, then it will freeze. So that's when something goes from a liquid like water to a solid like ice. For example, don't freeze that bottle of soda. The bottle will break and it will make a big mess. Yeah, freezing water is okay. don't try to freeze your Coca-Cola. That could be a big accident.
那基本上这个比赛就是要我们把整个头浸到温泉里面，然后再起来，等一下之后就可以开始做造型了。Remove 这个动词指的是移走或者是搬动去掉 take something away from something。 那它可以是实质的东西，具体的东西，也可以是比较抽象的概念或是情绪。For example, remove the trash, remove the stain， 把东西移走，把垃圾移开。Remove my doubts or suspicions， 这样就会是去除掉我的对这件事情的不确定性。那 freeze 这个动词指的是使结冰、结冻或者是变成冰块。So for example, if you go out like that without the jacket, you will freeze. 你就会冻死。那冷冻食物 you could also freeze the meat. Put the meat in the freezer. Freezer 就是冷冻库。We could also say stop moving and stay still. So for example, freeze, NYPD, drop your weapons.
Oh yeah, if someone's pointing a gun at you and they say freeze, definitely don't move. That's a good tip. But of course, here we're not talking about that. We're talking about getting your hair icy and hard. So you do that. Put your hair in the water, style it, wait for it to freeze. And it says when your hair becomes white and icy or frozen, that's the adjective of freeze, it's officially done. So there you go. You'll have a head full of stiff, cold hair, icy hair. When something is icy, it's covered in ice or frost. It's very, very cold, something like that, all right? So if you have an icy wind, it might not actually be with ice. It could just be very cold. But when we use it when talking about something that is below zero, yeah, icy is a perfectly fine word to use for something that is very cold and maybe has that kind of shiny white covering of cold or snow almost on the outside. For example, Martin held on to the railing as he climbed the icy stairs leading to his house. Yeah, it's very easy to slip on icy stairs or an icy sidewalk. So if you do go to a place like Canada in the winter, be careful while walking. It's very different from, normal ground.
那头发上的水遇到超级冷的空气就会结冰了，那这样头发冰雕就完成了。Icy 这个形容词指的是冰封的或者是结冰的 something that covered in ice. So for example, icy roads 结冰的陆地。Icy 也可以指的是 very 或者是 extremely cold. For example, the water is icy cold.
All right, so if your hair is white and icy, it's officially done, as the last sentence said. But to get it really official, get a picture. Ring the bell by the pool for the staff to take a photo of you to keep a record. There you go. They might put you up on a wall somewhere. They might put your picture on their Instagram page or whatever, their Facebook group, who knows. The staff will do this for you. And when we say staff, we just mean workers at a certain type of business. The staff at a business will have different jobs and different titles and do different things. But basically, we're just saying a worker at a place of business. So the staff in the school would be the principal and the teachers and the lunch lady or, whoever takes care of the building. The staff in a law firm will be a bunch of lawyers and secretaries, and the staff in a hospital will be doctors and nurses. So they have different jobs and different titles, but they're basically workers at that place. They're the people who help others use that business or service. For example, please tell all of the staff that there will be a special meeting this afternoon. The boss has an announcement to make. So everyone from the senior managers right down to the newest person in the company, they will all go because they're all members of the staff.
那完成之后，你就可以摇一个在池子旁边的铃铛，请工作人员过来帮你拍一张照记录。Staff 这个名词指的是员工或者是工作人员，那它是一个集合名词，也就是说，如果我们说 the staff is working， 或者是 the staff are working， both are acceptable， 两个都可以。那 but you can't say a staff， 你不可以数它，所以你可以说 a staff member or a member of the staff。那 keep a record 指的是留下记录或者是做记录。
All right, there are several prizes in this contest. Ooh, so you can win a prize. And they have several categories, kind of like, at the Oscars or whatever. They have different categories, many different prizes to win. For example, some are best male, best female, best group, and most creative.
Best group, do they tangle their hair together?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how they would. I would also like to see the most creative.
那这个比赛也不是随便的哦，不是只有第一名、第二名奖，他们还有分最佳男女造型奖，或者是团体奖，以及最佳创意奖。
Okay, and there's even a prize called the Nongshim People's Choice Award. Ooh, a People's Choice Award. We see that sometimes. What does that mean? This means people can vote for their favorite freezing hairstyle once the photos are uploaded online. Maybe the other prizes are chosen by the staff at the hotel or the manager, the boss, or something like this. But there's another one that I guess through, clicks or likes or something, thumbs up, they can, normal people like us can choose our favorite. That's called the People's Choice Award. You kind of vote for it the same way we would vote for a president. And an award, it's a prize, a commendation. It could be a medal. It could be a trophy. It could be some money. It could be all of those things. You can get it for being brave or smart or strong or fast or the winner or the best or whatever. But basically, you did something good, and we're giving you something to show you how good we think you are for doing something good. For example, Becca won an award at her high school's science fair. So she had to do a science project, and hers was really amazing and awesome, and she might have come first in her class.
那之所以要记录拍照的原因，就是因为这些照片最后会被上传到网络上，让大家投票决定谁最厉害。Award 是名词，指的是奖或者是奖项。那你要颁发一个奖给别人，你可以说 give somebody an award。那如果你颁奖之前，你会被提名嘛？那提名就会是 be nominated for an award。那你在提名颁奖之前，你要把这个奖颁他手上之前，你就会制造一个悬疑，你就会说 and the award goes to Mike Tennant.
Me? For what? I didn't do anything. Don't give me the award. I
For
don't
the
want
best
it.
teacher ever.
Oh my goodness.
The best Canadian.
Oh no, well, no, that's not true either. Let's get back to it. So yeah, you win the best male, best female, best group, most creative. That's great. You're famous on the internet. That's great too. But you actually win something, like something real. This has made me a little bit more interested. Winners of any of these prizes can get at least 2,000 Canadian dollars.
That's crazy.
And it tells us that that's about 47,000 NT dollars. I mean,
now you want to participate.
Well, that's not enough to buy a boat, but it's certainly enough to buy a nice dinner or 10. So that's a pretty good prize for freezing your hair, I'd have to say.
For freezing your hair, yeah. 那无论是哪一个奖项的获奖人，都可以得到将近台币5万块的奖金哦。
People wanting to join in the competition must sign up at the front desk. So you have to sort of register. We would say that sign up for something is like to register if you want to take part or participate in the competition if you want to join in.
Join in something 指的是参加一种活动。那 participate 或者是说 participate in an activity。Competition 在这边指的是比赛 contest.
All right, and we wrap up with, for those of us living in tropical countries like Taiwan, this contest is a surprising discovery. Yes, it definitely is. We don't have something like that here. I don't think it gets that cold here to really freeze your hair, and you'd have to go up to the top of like Alishan or something like that.
Or you put yourself in the freezer.
Or you put yourself in the freezer, and don't do that. That could be very dangerous because we live in a tropical country. And when we say tropical, we mean in the tropics. That's between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, right basically around the middle of the Earth, the warmest part of the Earth around the equator. So I think actually the northern Tropic of Cancer runs right through Taiwan, doesn't it? So you go south of that and it's much warmer. And of course, north of that, once we go up to Japan, Korea, Russia, it gets much colder. The tropics are generally the warmest part of the world. So we're thinking, Asia, Africa, South America, places like that. And of course, the weather is very different and other things too. The example sentence says, mangoes, bananas, and pineapples are tropical fruits, while blueberries, strawberries, and apples aren't. Yeah, they grow in the more northern parts of the world.
Tropical 是形容词，指的是热带的。那 tropical weather 热带的天气就会是比较热、比较湿的， would be hot and wet. 那 tropical island would be in places like Thailand or Vietnam. 那刚刚提到的 tropical fruits 就会有芒果啊，或者是木瓜，还有 pineapple 或凤梨等等。那喜欢今天的主题吗？不要忘了按赞、订阅、分享我们的 YouTube 频道和 Facebook 哦。
All right, so let's imagine for our chat question that you could create a similar weather-related contest in your country. What would it be and why?
This one is hard.
It is hard.
I mean, it's hot here, so
It's
it would
hot.
be something hot.
Can you sweat in an artistic way?
Can you eat a hot pot when it's 38 degrees out there?
You could, but would you want to? That might even be dangerous.
Exactly.
I don't know. And then the other times the weather here, apart from being hot, the other time it gets interesting is around typhoons. And you really shouldn't be outside styling your hair in a typhoon. That could be a really dangerous thing to do. Maybe you guys can come up with a better answer to that. If you were going to do something weather-related and also fashion or style-related, like with your hair, what would you do in Taiwan? Have a chat about that. We'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Remove. Please remove all your food and drinks from the fridge so we can clean it. Freeze. In winter, the lake will freeze, and people can skate on it when it becomes solid. Icy. Sarah slipped on the icy steps while leaving the house, but luckily she wasn't hurt. Staff. The company staff will all attend the party at the end of the year, where they might win prizes. Award. Amy earned an award for being the top female tennis player in her region. Tropical. Because this is a tropical island, it often rains here and it's very hot.
智慧小补帖
Contest. Competition.